Somebody said recently, I think it's a brilliant statement. He said, you know, the future is not what it used to be. I said, what exactly does that mean? The future is not what it used to be? When we were growing up, came from Europe, 1950, the mood in the Jewish world was very negative and pessimistic. The devastation of Jewish life in Europe felt like the world had come to an end. Everything was finished. It was over. Everything was destroyed. Maybe a few Jews will continue being Jewish, but it's finished. Finished. The most religious grandfather and grandmother hoped that maybe their child growing up in America might maybe keep Hanukkah. Maybe. But that's all they could hope for. So to them, the future was secular. And I've heard from many Jews over the years, I like the mitzvot, I like the tradition, I will do it, I believe in it. But 20 years from now, it's all going to be gone. So enjoy it while it lasts. But eventually everybody's going to be an atheist, everybody's going to be secular. It's over, it's over. And they really believed it. So to them, the future was secular. Everybody is becoming secular. Okay, so the future was secular. The prediction was that all religion and all belief and all practice is going to fade because it's not necessary. This is not Europe. It's not Jerusalem. It's going to fade. Amazingly, the future is not what it used to be. Today, anyone who's realistic knows that 20 years from now, everyone is going to be observant. It's a different world. 20 years from now, everyone will believe in God. Because we try to be secular. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So what can we learn from the past that will help us with our new future? There are so many Jews who are disappointed in Judaism. Maybe they used to be religious, they stopped, they tried it didn't feel right. They're disappointed. Even students who go to yeshiva will often say, I'm disappointed. I thought we would learn something magnificent, something that can change the world, make the world better. And all they talk about is where you put the spoon and the milk and the meat and the... What? What is that? Is that all? That's it? They want something challenging, something cosmic. And that's what Judaism should be. So something didn't make sense. God himself came down to Mount Sinai to tell us something. What did he tell us? Be nice to your mother. Dr. Phil can tell you that. For this, we had to go to Mount Sinai. So I want to tell you something. The fact that you are here tonight in a shul, and you know it's not Yom Kippur, but you think it was Yom Kippur, that's why you came? Tonight is not Yom Kippur, and it's not Rosh Hashanah. It's not even Hanukkah. It's just a regular weekday. And you're sitting here. You have to appreciate what a miracle this is. Because if you take a look at Jewish history, there is no way possible, according to the laws of nature, there is no way that Jews can be sitting in a synagogue in Florida. In 2020, there's no way. The Rebbe made a huge campaign, and the slogan of the campaign was, "We want Mashiach now." That was not a traditional expression. If you know, the traditional expression is Mashiach should come b'mehera b'yameinu, in our time, in my lifetime. But not now. Not now. Because if he comes now, I'll be embarrassed. Because he's going to ask me what's going on, and it's not going to be pretty. So give me a 2-week warning. I'll get my act together, I'll be good for a couple of weeks, then he can come. But now? Not now. If there is one thing that all Jews agree, and that's not easy, but if there's one thing that all Jews agree about, is that we are not good Jews. Ask any Jew anywhere in the world, are you a good Jew? My grandmother, from my father's side, she was a tzaddik. I mean, she was, but me, right? Every Jew says that. So I want to draw a picture for you that makes it very clear as to how strange we are. If you went into a church on Sunday, ask the people sitting there, do you believe in God? What do you expect they're going to say? Yeah? Ask them, do you consider yourself religious? What are they going to say? You go into an ashram on, I don't know, Tuesday. Ask the people there, do you believe? Of course. Are you religious? Well, obviously. Go into a mosque. Ask the people there, you believe in God? Of course. Are you religious? Of course. Now go into a synagogue. When are Jews in a synagogue? Yom Kippur. Go into a synagogue on Yom Kippur. Ask the average person sitting there, do you believe in God? You will not get a straight answer. One person will say, what do you mean by God? Those are the philosophers. Some people will say, when I was young, I used to, but nah. And the guy sitting right next to him says, no, when I was younger, I didn't. Now I'm starting. But you won't get a straight answer. Most people will say, hey, I'm here, okay? I didn't come here to be harassed. Go ask the rabbi. So then you ask the next question. Do you consider yourself religious? This may not be true in Argentina, Venezuela, wherever, but in America, Ask the average American Jew, are you religious? He can't stop laughing. Me? And then everybody said, I had a grandfather. Whoa. So then you ask a logical, I think, a very logical question. In that case, why are you here? No, it's a logical question. You don't believe in God, you don't consider yourself religious, why are you here? And he looks at you like you're crazy. He says, hey, it's Yom Kippur, where should I be? Wait a minute. You're here because it's Yom Kippur, but you don't believe in God and you don't consider yourself religious? He says, yeah, what's the problem? Why is he in the synagogue on Yom Kippur? Because God wants Jews to be in the synagogue on Yom Kippur. That's why he's there. So you say to him, but you're here because God wants you to be here? You don't believe in God. He says, so? You understand this? You can make sense of this? I see you're not surprised. You're also crazy. He doesn't believe in God, but he comes to the synagogue because God wants him there. What he's saying is like this. I don't believe in God. I don't want to be religious. I don't like synagogues. I don't like the rabbi. I don't like Yom Kippur, and I hate to fast. So why am I here? What am I going to do? God wants a Jew to be in a synagogue on Yom Kippur. I'm Jewish. This is a synagogue. Well, what should I do? That is so magnificent. That is so amazing. What he's saying is, if you're asking me my opinion is, no God. But if he wants me to come to the synagogue, what am I going to do? In other words, if I don't believe in him, will he go away and leave me alone? No. Like a mother. You can't ignore her forever. When is the first time God spoke to us? Mount Sinai. How long ago was that? 3,330 years ago. That's a long time. I wasn't there. 3,330 years ago is the first time that God spoke to us. When is the last time God spoke to us? That was it. That was the first and last time that God spoke to us in 3,330 years. And he basically said to us, be my people. Be mine. I created the whole world, but I want you to be my people. And we said, yes. He said, great, I'll be right back. And he hasn't come back yet. So 3,330 years later, you're sitting in a Chabad house in a synagogue, and it's not Yom Kippur. What is wrong with you? You're sitting here because 3,330 years ago something happened at Mount Sinai? Then let's take a look at these 3,000 years. Of those 3,000 years, how many years were good years? 6? That's exaggeration. For the last 2,000 years, it has been one continuous misery. For 2,000 years. People get upset over a bad hair day. We've had bad hair for 2,000 years. And you're sitting here because you heard it was a Jewish program, not Yom Kippur. Just Jewish. There's probably nothing on television tonight. Super Bowl hasn't started yet, so you're here. It is absolutely miraculous, amazing. So the Rebbe says, we want Mashiach now. If Mashiach comes now, will we be embarrassed? Will he be disappointed? Will he look at us and say, what's the matter with you? How come you're not like your grandmother? How come you're not like your grandfather? What happened to your mitzvahs? He will not be disappointed. He will be amazed. He will be shocked by how good we are. He has to be. Because imagine a man says to a woman, let's get married. They get married and he says, make something to eat, I'll be right back. And he gets stuck in traffic. He comes back 1,000 years later. He walks into the house, sits down at the dining room table, and tastes the soup, and gets really upset because the soup is cold. Not possible. If a man comes back after 1,000 years and there is still a house, he is very impressed. There's still a dining room table, a chair, a bowl of soup. This is amazing. The soup is cold? Well, whose fault is that? You're 1,000 years late. Imagine that they had a few children before he left, and he hears them speaking in the kitchen. And one of them is saying, Papa loves chicken soup. It's his favorite. It's the only soup he ever ate. And the other child says, no, you don't know, you don't remember. It was vegetable soup. And they're arguing. And then the mother comes in and says, what are you arguing about? On Shabbos, he wanted chicken soup. During the week, he ate vegetable soup. That's what we have been doing for the last 2,000 years. What does God want? Do we eat rice on Pesach or we don't eat rice on Pesach? Yes, no, yes. What are we arguing about? We're arguing about what he wants and what he likes. And he hasn't been here in 2,000 years. If a father would hear that, would he be upset that they don't remember which soup he likes? Or would he melt? They're still talking about me. They remember me. They care about me. They're arguing over me. If Mashiach comes today, he will find that the soup is very cold. We are not like our grandparents or great-grandparents, of course not. And we're the first ones to admit it. But whose fault is that? The fact that we're still Jews, and we want to be Jews, and we want to be good Jews, we are the miracle. So when the Rebbe said, let Mashiach come now, everybody said, no, not now. Soon, but not now. Why? Because you think Mashiach is going to be disappointed. No, he won't. No, he won't. We have nothing to apologize for. We have nothing to be ashamed of. So are we ready for Mashiach? Is there any reason that Mashiach would come to us when he didn't come to our grandparents, who were much better than us, who deserved him more than we? It's not a question of deserving. It's a question of loyalty. We are the most loyal generation in history. We're not the smartest, we're not the holiest, but we are the most loyal. Because we have no reason to be loyal. It's only our neshama. It's only the Jewish soul in us that just doesn't know how to quit. So when you talk to a Jew who says, I don't believe in God, yes, I don't believe in God. You're Jewish, right? You're fine. You don't believe today, tomorrow you'll believe. You won't believe in God, but you'll put on his tefillin. It's okay. You don't have to be in love with your mother. Just call her once in a while. You don't have to be in love with God. Just know that he's your God and that you're his people. So if you don't do the mitzvah today, you'll do it tomorrow. So a guy is running down the street. Like I'm sure he's running. You say, what's the matter? What are you running? He says, my wife is not feeling well. I'm running to get the doctor. You say, wow, I'm all verklempt. You love your wife so much. He says, did I say anything about love? Lately we don't get along so good. We haven't spoken in weeks. So, logically, you would say to him, well, in that case, was läufst du? Slow down, don't run so much. Let's have a cup of coffee, we'll talk a little. You'll go for the doctor later. What's the hurry? What would he say? Are you crazy? My wife needs a doctor. And you say, but you don't love her. And he would say those famous Jewish words, what's love got to do with it? That's how our relationship with God has worked for the last 2,000 years. God needs me in the synagogue on Yom Kippur. Okay, I'm coming. Oh, wow, you're so religious. I'm not religious. Oh, so you love God. I don't even believe in God. So why are you here? It's Yom Kippur. Where should I be? Every Jew sits at a Seder and eats matzah on Pesach. Go over to the average Jew who's eating matzah and say, you believe in God? Leave me alone. You think you're religious? You consider yourself religious? Don't make me laugh. I'm going to choke on the matzah. Say, so you believe that Jews came out of Egypt 2,000 years ago? 3,000 years ago? History is not my subject. So why are you here? It's Pesach. It's Pesach. What does that mean? It means I can fail in everything. I don't believe, I'm not religious, I don't know history. I fail in everything. So what? So now I'm not a Jew? I'm a Jew. Where should a Jew be on Pesach? Where should a Jew be on Yom Kippur? That is so magnificent. Even Moshe was jealous of that. We're told that Moshe was the most humble person in the world. How could he be humble? He spoke to God face to face. He's humble because he saw our generation in prophecy. He saw the generation before Mashiach doesn't know what to believe, doesn't know want to be religious, doesn't know. And they're as Jewish as him. He said, wow, I don't think I could do that. If I didn't stand at Mount Sinai and hear God speak, I don't know if I would be following mitzvot. If I didn't see the burning bush and God didn't talk to me every other day, where would I get my faith from? And here are people who haven't heard from God in 3,330 years and have miserable history for 2,000 years. And they're Jewish. It humbled him. He was sure that he could never do that.